Yarnsensation. Just click on my yarn lady or click the subscribe button. So I will carry my yarn tail as I complete my single crochets around. And I'm just going into each stitch. And keep in mind, as you're completing your single crochets around this piece, I had 20 single crochets on each side. But if you have more or less, then that's fine. Just make sure whatever number you have on this side is the same as this side and that side and this side. And just continue to single crochet around the piece, and we will meet back at the end. Okay, once you have completed all the sides, the next thing you will do once you reach the top is just slip stitch into that first single crochet on the side, chain one, and you can cut your yarn. After completing both of your panel pieces, you can lay these aside, and what we will do next is work on the handle for our bag. So the handle is really easy to make. We will be doing half double crochets. So you want to start with your slip knot, and if you grab one of your panels, remember we did 20 here, 20 on the bottom, 20 on the side, 20 up top. So we're making the handle, and we need it to match the side, the bottom, and the side. And then up top, we will do an extension. Instead of doing 20, we will make our chain for the top part 60. So that will give us a length for the handle. So keep in mind, if you want a shorter handle, then you can do less chains for the top part. And if you want it longer, then you can do longer chains for the top. So to get started, we need to chain 20, and the first 20 will be for our first side. After you do those 20, you need your stitch marker and place it in that last chain that you made, number 20. And then chain 20 more, and this 20 will be for the bottom. Place a stitch marker in that last chain. Okay, next chain 20 more, and this will be for the second side. Okay, and place a stitch marker in that last chain. So the next part of the chain will be for our handle. So I can show you the length of the handle that I had. I used 60 chains for it. So if you want a shorter handle, then maybe you want to only do 20 more chains or do 40. And if you want it longer, then just go over the 60. So for this part, you want to chain 60. Okay, so I have completed the total amount of chains for my bag. So what I want to do is chain one more. That will be my turning chain. So in that second chain from the hook will be a half double crochet. A half double crochet in that next chain, half double crochet in the next, and you just want to repeat across to the end, and we will meet back at the end of row 1. So I completed row 1, only half double crochets, so I want to chain 1 and turn my work. And for rows 2 and row 3, you will repeat row 1, just half double crochet across. Remember to chain 1 at the end of the row, turn and complete row 3, and we will meet back at the end of row 3. I have completed my rows of half double crochets, the 3 rows. So the next thing I will do is just fasten off my work by chaining 1, cutting my yarn. So weave in your yarn tails next. Once you have your yarn tails weaved into your work, you can place this to the side for just a moment. So grab your 2 panels, the ones that we have for our bag, the front and the back, and I have not weaved in these yarn tails yet, but I will. So if you look at the work and pay attention to where I have my ending yarn tail right here, so everything is the same. If you turn it, it's somewhat the same, but the directions of the lines change. And here you barely can see them, but if you do that, you can. So what I want is where my yarn tail is at, I want that to be the top of my bag. So it's up to you. You can place it how you like, but this is how I will do mine. And just as a reminder, once I weave this yarn tail in, I'm just placing my little stitch markers, and this will let me know where to top. So let me weave in my yarn tails, and then we will get started. Okay, so my yarn tails are weaved in. I have my handle. So what I want to do is start working with one of the panel pieces. So just lay one to the side, grab your handle. Remember, we placed our stitch markers. We have our 20, 20, 20, and then our 60. So remember, if your sides did not match mine with the 20 single crochets, you may have 21, 22, 23. So your handle may vary, and instead of having 20, you may have the 23. So just keep that in mind. So what you want to do is just align this with your panel piece. Make sure that your stitches matches your 20 and 20. And then what you will be doing is placing your stitch marker just to keep it in place, because you will be joining the 2 pieces together. So what we did was make sure our stitches match. So we had our 20 on this side, stitch mark it, come along the bottom, stitch mark it, along here, stitch mark it. So what you see here will be the handle. We will attach the handle at the end so that can move out the way. So next, you just want to fold it up, making sure that your stitches are aligned. You will use your yarn needle and you want to weave this together. And the design we will use is just go in this stitch, back to this one, then come back, do this one to that one, back. So it's like a zigzag. So let me show you. We'll get started together and then we will finish this entire piece and we will meet back at this point. So remember, to get started, always start with a secure knot by going back into that same stitch. Pull your yarn through, leave a loop, go back through that loop, pull it through, and that will give you that secure knot. So then you want to start on this side, making sure you go through those top 2 loops. And we are grabbing the top 2 loops on this side as well as the top 2 on the back side. And you just want to repeat that and just continue along the side, the bottom, and this side, and we will meet back here. Okay, I am completing, look like my last 2. Remove the stitch marker. Okay. And I want to repeat the same step by completing that secure knot at the end. Okay, so what you can do next is weave in your yarn tail, just enough. You don't have to weave if you have a lot left, just leave, just weave in maybe about that much to the wrong side, and then we will meet back. Okay, so we have completed the first side, so we will do the same steps for the second side. Just remember to place it where your right side is out. So you should be looking at the right side of the fabric for the outside of the bag. The wrong side will be facing the wrong side of this side. And you want to follow the same steps by just taking your stitch marker, clipping it together, making sure your stitches align, and then clip it here, there, and up top, and just weave it together the same as we did the first side, and we will meet back at the end. Okay, I'm completing the last one. Go back through and complete that secure knot. Okay, and you want to weave your yarn tail inside, and we will meet back. Okay, so I know where my top, so I can remove these stitch markers that I placed as a reminder. And the next thing we will do is attach our handle. Just make sure that it is not twisted, and you will be attaching your handle to this side of your work. Do a couple of ties and just weave these yarn tails into the wrong side of your work, and we will meet back. Okay, so our final step would be to add a single crochet row around the top, and then we're going to do a chain of 6 going around the handle, and then we will join back on the other side to complete our single crochets. Another chain of 6 here, fasten off here. So just join at the edge right here where your single crochets where we join will be fine, and just join that yarn. Place a single crochet in that same stitch, and I will be carrying my yarn tail. Okay, and you just want to place a single crochet in each stitch around, and we will meet back here. Okay, I am coming close to my handle, so I'm going to complete another single crochet here, and right here I want to do a single crochet, and in this next stitch where my handle meets, you want to complete a slip stitch. Okay, chain 6, and this chain 6 we will use it to clip any little rings that you want to hold your messy little baby wipes, and then slip stitch onto the other side of the handle. You can flip it over, and in this next stitch, single crochet and single crochet back around to the handle. Okay, and we're back to our handle. So you want to slip stitch in there, chain 6, you want to slip stitch. You want to slip stitch on the other side of your handle. So we are back at the starting point, so you just want to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we made, chain 1, cut your yarn, weave in your yarn tail. So I hope you enjoyed making this little bag, as well as doing the corner to corner stitch and making our little baby cloth. So what I have is a clip. You can pick any clip you want. I purchased this from Hobby Lobby, and we did our little chain, so you can hook it to your little chain. My cloth that I made, I did a few different colors, and you just place it inside your bag. And I do have 4 cloth. And it fit nicely. And they fit nicely in the bag. So our messy ones, like I said, we can just clip it to the side. And it will not be in the bag with the clean ones. And this is great, you know, if you're out, like you're going grocery shopping, just taking a ride in the car. I think it's great, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you soon on the next one. Thank you so much.